we are going to be talking about Easter again, and we are going to be doing a lot of fun things like talking about eggs and their importance in different cultures. And we're going to talk about beginnings, and we're going to talk about spring, and we're going to read a really fun story and do some crafts. Ariane, what do you know about eggs?
Well, I know that in many cultures around the world, the egg is a symbol of new life and rebirth. And a long time ago, the Romans had a saying that all life comes from an egg. Well, even though I don't think that's entirely true, it still has meaning because we can think of lots of animals that are hatched from eggs. For these animals, eggs are the start of life. Even for humans, eggs make up half of what will become you and me.
Wow, that's so cool, Ariane. That is actually one of my favorite sayings.
That's awesome, Daisy.
Yeah. Now we are going to read a story about a very famous egg that you may even know who it is. We are going to read a story about Humpty Dumpty.
This story is called After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again.
My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life.
Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. There were some parts that, well, most of me, there were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue.
After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things.
I walked past the wall every day and I would think about climbing up that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen.
I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by.
Making planes was harder than I thought.
It was easy to get cuts and scratches.
But day after day, I kept trying.
And trying.
Until I got it just right.
My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough.
Unfortunately, accidents happen.
They always do.
I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it, but I was terrified.
I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time.
Until I was no longer afraid.
Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who is famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up.
And learned how to fly.
Life begins when you get back up.
That was a really awesome book. I think I learned so much.
Me too.
But Daisy, I have a question.
Mhm.
What do you think the author meant when he wrote, "Life begins when you get back up"?
think that Humpty Dumpty was so afraid of heights after he fell that he wasn't really enjoying his life when after the whole fall, and he was really scared of heights from then on. And so he had to overcome his fear to live life as he was meant to be happy again.
Thanks, Daisy. That makes a lot more sense now.
Ariane, I have a question. Why do you think Humpty Dumpty loved watching the birds and flying paper planes?
I think Humpty Dumpty loved those things because he knew in his heart that he was an egg that needed to hatch into a bird. So he knew that he was destined for more things and bigger things.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now we are going to do some fun crafts and activities. So I think Ariane is going to teach us all how to decorate Easter eggs, which is super fun. And I think I will be doing a little snack, an Easter themed snack. Okay, so today we are going to make a delicious Easter themed snack. We are going to use some Rice Krispie squares, and some mini eggs. So let's get ready. What we're going to do first is make some Rice Krispie squares. I've already had mine prepared. So just, follow your trusty old Rice Krispie square recipe. And so before, we're not going to put it in a pan. What we're going to do instead is we're going to make some cute little cups on the bottom of a cupcake tin or muffin tin. And so what we're going to do, I pammed my hand so it doesn't get too sticky. So what you're going to do is take some and you're just going to fold it over the cupcake tin. And if it's not perfect, that's totally fine because it doesn't have to be perfect. But you're going to get it nice, not too thick, but not too thin because you don't want it to collapse. It's going to take some time to get it perfect, but that's okay. All right. And then you can do that for as many as you can until you've used up all your Rice Krispie stuff. All right. And then I will show you what's next. Okay, now that I have finished these, I'm going to pop them in the fridge or the freezer, whichever, works best. And just to let them harden and get them really set. And then we are gonna do some more fun Eastery things with them. Okay, so I left these in the freezer for about 30 minutes and one did break, but that's okay. That's just what happens and that's totally okay. So I have 5 really nice ones. And now what we're gonna do is make them into just a little cute little nest. And you can put anything you want in them. I'm going to use some mini eggs because these are some of my favorite Easter treats. But you could use jelly beans or, chocolate eggs or anything you want. But just fill them up really nice. You could even put, anything you want to make them. You could put something in here to make it look like grass or anything Eastery. And there you have cute little eggs or little nests for eggs and a delicious little Easter treat. I hope you enjoy making this and enjoy eating it, and happy Easter!
A really fun way to celebrate Easter is to dye eggs. But where did this egg tradition come from? Well, for thousands of years, Iranians and others have decorated eggs on Iranian New Year that falls on the spring equinox. And Christians decorate eggs for Easter. In the spring, exchanging eggs has been a part of many cultures. In Germany, eggs used to be dyed, and then a name and a birth date were etched into the shell, and the egg was used as a birth certificate. Eggs have been found in graves and tombs and placed there to symbolize new life. So to celebrate Easter this year, I'm going to be decorating some eggs with my family. Let's go do it. To decorate our eggs, we're going to be using an egg dyeing kit that you can get at the grocery store. So each kit has different instructions, and just follow the instructions on your kit. So JG, what does dyeing eggs mean to you?
To me, dyeing eggs reminds me of springtime and all of the fun new things that come with springtime, like the new growth and the baby animals and all the butterflies and the little bugs that come out after their long winter sleep. And it's just really fun. It reminds me of beautiful springtime.
That's awesome! Mom, what's your favorite Easter memory from growing up?
So on Easter Day, we would wake up and then we would go to church. And when we came back, we'll have a feast, a breakfast where we'll have a crepe-like pancake called appam and chicken stew to go with it. And then the entire day it will be around food and family.
That sounds awesome, Mom. What's your favorite Easter tradition that you did growing up, Dad?
Well, we used to dye eggs when I was a little kid, but there was 5 boys in my family, so it was a pretty messy affair. And there was a lot of broken eggs and a lot of mess all over the place, but that was part of Easter. Enjoyed that every year.
Sounds like so much fun. I hope you enjoyed dyeing eggs with my family and you learned a little bit about all the different Easter traditions that happen all over the world.
We hope you had so much fun learning all about eggs.
I know I had a lot of fun on this episode.
I did too. I thought it was excellent.
All right, we hope you had fun too, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.